Hello there and welcome to Black Jackal Gaming. We're going to take a look at the teased Company of Heroes rule. This is a Ravenwing Detachment coming with the Dark Angels Codex, which should be the next one to be released. It's a detachment that mainly targets shooting on the move. It's going to be quite bike heavy, including lots of mounted options. There's no rumours of any updated kits coming though, because we've seen everything so far that's going to come out for the Dark Angels refresh. There's a couple of keywords that have been added to some key units. And there's some extra options to reduce opponents' accuracy during ranged attacks. The detachment rule is called Masters of Maneuver. This allows your units to be eligible to shoot in turns where they've already advanced or fallen back. So this might not seem all that powerful, but it does give you quite a bit of utility. So it allows for additional movement throughout the entire game, allowing you to score early and late game victory points, which is really important. It makes it easier to remove screening units because you get to move and shoot. And then this opens up early game charges because the targets you actually want to charge for melee are going to be open because you can remove those screens beforehand. It also gives you a constant threat to board control throughout the entire game because you're not just restricted to certain turns for this additional movement. As well as this, it's going to be harder to trap your shooting units in combat because you can fall back and shoot, and if it is a vehicle unit, or has the vehicle keyword, you're then not going to get that reduction to your ballistic skill through big guns never tire. We've had two stratagems teased so far, the first one being high speed focus, which costs 1 command point, and this is a battle tactic stratagem. In your opponent's shooting phase, you can select one of the units that's been targeted, and for the rest of that phase, they're -1 to hit. This is a reduction to the hit roll, not the ballistic skill. The other one is a strategic ploy stratagem. It's called Talon Strike, costing 1 command point. In your shooting or fight phase, you select one mounted unit and it gains +1 to wound when it's targeting characters that have the infantry or mounted keyword. So it's a good mix of stratagems so far, one to make you more durable and allow you to keep hold of that board control without being pushed off of objectives and sections of the board that easily, and the other one allows you to target characters and just do a little bit more damage into them. We've been shown one of the 4 war gear options, and it's called Master of Maneuver, and this is for Ravenwing models only. If the bearer unit starts within strategic reserves, the point value of this unit does not count towards the limit for strategic reserves. So this is generally 500 points of your army can be placed on strategic reserve. So this allows you to push past that limit and have more back in reserve to come into the game later on. It also has the ability to count the battle round as 1 higher. So when you're limited to where you can come on, so battle round 2 you can come on from any board edge outside of your opponent's deployment zone. From turn 3 onwards, you can come on to any battle edge as long as you're within 6 inches of it and 9 inches away from an enemy unit. Having that option to come in a little bit deeper into the lines of your enemy earlier on is really useful. Not only can it lead you to take more board control and do damage a little bit sooner, it also raises the question to your opponent, do they have to screen out their backfield a little bit more, leaving them deeper in their own half so you can then command more of a presence across the rest of the battlefield. There's a couple of additional bits and pieces that have been in the article on Warcom. So the first one being that Outriders will gain the battle line keyword, so you're not limited to just 3 units, you can now take up to 6 units of them. The Ravenwing Command Squad's champion has gained the character keyword, and they state this now allows him to join Outriders or Black Knight, so you can have a much larger unit. By this, I think they've slightly confused it and said it should be that the leader ability is now attached to the Ravenwing Command Squad, so they can then join these units. I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding there by the Warcom with how the rules actually work, so hopefully that is the case. Then we've got some hints about what's going to be included in the supplement, so they're still going to have the Dark Angels Land Speeders, they're getting the Dark Talon back, Dark Shrouds, the Nephilim Jet Fighters, and Samael is going to be there. No talks about whether he has a new model or not yet, and we've not seen any Ravenwing centered models. The Dark Angels are having a refresh, and we've seen a lot of models so far. So unless they're saving maybe Samael for Las Vegas Open, which is about to happen imminently, we might not see any updated Ravenwing models. They do have the upgrade sprue, which is quite nice, but outside of that, that's all we know so far. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any comments, then pop them below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button as it greatly helps the channel. Hit the subscribe button to see any future Warhammer content. Take it easy and see you next time for more grim darkness from the 41st millennium.